Alright folks, let's talk about robots, specifically robots in the military. Because apparently, the Pentagon has moved past playing Mozart and straight into strategic defense initiatives. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for technological advancement, but maybe we should have sorted out self-driving cars before giving AI access to our weapon systems. Now, I know what you're thinking, John, you're being dramatic. It's not like we're giving Terminators tactical vests and shipping them off to war zones. And to that, I say, have you met the modern military? Drones are already pulling more than their fair share of the workload. Autonomous vehicles are practically begging to be painted camouflage. Look, I'm not saying AI doesn't have a place in the military. There are definitely some tasks better suited for machines. Things like defusing bombs, reconnaissance missions, maybe even making sure the coffee's hot, and the PowerPoint presentations are actually engaging. So maybe, just maybe, we should tread carefully. Now, I'm not an expert in military strategy. My idea of a tactical maneuver involves maneuvering a shopping cart through a crowded Trader Joe's on a Saturday afternoon. But even I know that clear communication is crucial on the battlefield. And that's where things get a little dicey with AI. See, computers, for all their processing power and algorithms, can be incredibly literal. They lack that certain human touch when it comes to understanding nuance, sarcasm, or the subtle art of military jargon. Imagine if you will, a group of soldiers huddled in a trench. The sergeant, a grizzled veteran with a penchant for colorful metaphors, yells, "All right, boys, time to give 'em the old 1-2." Now, a human soldier, even a particularly dim one, would understand this to mean fight back. But an AI, bless its little silicon heart, might just take that literally. It could start frantically searching its database for information on boxing techniques, or worse, it might just launch 2 missiles. Let's face it, folks, we live in a society obsessed with blame. Someone spills their coffee, sue Starbucks, trip on a sidewalk, sue the city, and heaven forbid something goes wrong in a high-stakes situation, like, say, a military operation involving artificial intelligence. Because you can bet your bottom dollar that the minute an AI-powered drone takes a wrong turn or accidentally fires on a friendly target, the finger-pointing will begin. It was a glitch in the system. The programmers will cry, desperately trying to wipe the sweat off their keyboards. We told it to attack the tank, not the taco truck. Now, I'm no fashion expert. My usual attire consists of a slightly too tight suit and a tie that may or may not have been borrowed from a 1980s prom. But even I have to wonder, what about the dress code? Will our robot recruits be forced to squeeze their circuits into ill-fitting camouflage? Section 5. War. War never changes, but coffee break does, right? Now, one of the great equalizers in the military, aside from the shared experience of sleeping on a cot that feels like a bag of potatoes, is the coffee break. One of the cornerstones of military discipline is obedience. Soldiers are trained to follow orders without question, even if it means putting themselves in harm's way. But what happens when you have an AI that's capable of independent thought? What happens when a robot is given an order that it deems unethical, illogical, or just plain stupid? Now, I'm not saying we need our robots to start questioning every command. We don't need them launching into philosophical debates about the nature of war while there's a firefight going on, but there's a difference between blind obedience and reasoned judgment. And if we're going to trust AI with matters of life and death, we need to make sure they're capable of making the right call, even if it means disobeying a direct order. Okay, so far we've talked about robots fighting wars, but what about preventing them? Could AI actually be the key to world peace? Hear me out. Imagine a world where instead of sending diplomats to argue over treaties, we send robots. Think about it. No egos, no hidden agendas, just pure, unadulterated logic. Think of a robot ambassador, programmed with nothing but facts, figures, and a healthy dose of empathy. It could analyze conflict zones, identify points of contention, and propose mutually beneficial solutions. And unlike human diplomats, it wouldn't be swayed by political pressure, personal biases, or the allure of a free buffet at an embassy party. So, let's say we do manage to avoid a robot uprising. Let's say we figure out how to integrate AI into the military without accidentally triggering a global thermonuclear war. So, where does this all leave us? Will the future of warfare be fought by armies of robots? Will we see drones dogfighting in the skies while robot infantry clashes on the ground? Will wars be won and lost by algorithms and lines of code? Honestly, folks, I haven't got a clue. The future is a weird and unpredictable place. But here's the thing, whether we like it or not, AI is here to stay. It's up to us to decide how we're going to use it. We can either let our fears control us, envisioning a dystopian future ruled by robot overlords, or we can choose to embrace the possibilities, to imagine a future where AI helps us solve our problems, explore the unknown, and maybe even make the world a slightly less terrible place.